Hello traders, John at StockBookie.com. Today we're looking at the SPY, the IWM, the Qs, the DIA, the IYT, the USO, the UUP, and the GLD. We follow the daily, weekly, monthly time frames. We use technical analysis here at StockBookie.com. So let's get right into the daily spider. 65 million on the day, 12 cents up. Pretty much a flat day overall on most indexes, except for the IWM, which we'll get in next. But we're above the MA still, 20, 50, and the 200. Good stance, setting up for possible higher prices. Higher prices, 250, 252. We'll see if this bullish pattern plays out. If it does not, then we're looking for a failed pattern. Then it needs to get below the MAs, this pivot, this big trend line. That will be the one that you're looking out for if it does come back in. So you have a lot of support, not a lot of resistance. I'm thinking if we continue sideways, we'll come back into this trend line, and that might possibly push it up. And that maybe gets us into next week. We'll see what happens with this market. Again, volume not too bad, a little bit more than it has been, 65 million. IWM. IWM though was the one though, guys, took off. I mean, look at this intraday chart, guys, straight up. And remember, we've been talking about this one lagging, and now CNBC has been talking about this one lagging. Okay. Daily chart again, it's been down here, and all of a sudden it hits this trend line. Boom, 3 days up, retrace, and then right back up. They got to keep it above these moving averages to keep everybody in check. So let's see, we did close right on this trend line, or right on this pivot high, and right on the old all-time high. So you got to keep an eye on that. We need to see more follow through, and tomorrow some follow through on volume. And if we could close above the high, that would possibly. Still early to tell, but that could lead us to higher prices, 144, 145, and then possibly the 150 area as well. 150s, 250s, 3,500, you know, stuff like that, guys. So you got to look at that. Let's see, or do we come right back in? We talked about this thing chopping yesterday down here. That would have been a little slightly bearish, but it did not, popped up. Now it's right back to being bullish above the MAs. Nothing wrong. Let's see if we could get some follow through tomorrow with the IWM. Watch volume, guys, tomorrow in the markets too. See if a little bit picks up. We picked up a little bit today, but you know, nothing crazy. Qs, nothing wrong. Made new intraday highs again, guys. It just keeps going. We talked about bullish patterns to see if this goes up and just sideways. That's what it's been doing. I'd like to have it curl down a little bit, and this 20 MA curl into price and possibly set it off. Then we'll go 145, 150 on this one too. So still above the MAs. Still in a strong stance. So until we start pulling back, if we do, you know, you got a gap to fill, the gap fill, gap window, gap fill, 20 MA, another gap to fill, pivot, you know, stuff like that. So a lot of support coming down. So until it starts coming down, then we'll put some lines in there, some fibs, and we'll see where this goes. But right now, we'll keep this chart a little bit cleaner. Let's go to the DIA. The DIA, same thing, but this one, you know, had a nice little push up today, came back in, a little bit of a tail. Did not close above the highs, all-time highs, but it made a new intraday high, which was impressive, guys. And had a nice push. But you got to think, GS was pushing, JPM was pushing. What else was going? It had to be some other, well, Dow Jones components, but and whatever ones, I don't know. I'm not going to look right now. But yeah, had a nice push up, and then all of a sudden it all started pulling back, and it came in real quick. So intraday action on this. We'll go to a 10-minute chart just to show you that. So right here, came in. This was nice. Popped up, came in, hit the 200, came into great support here, guys, and support from this from the opening candle, and boom, took off. I mean, this was at 211.60. This thing went up to 212.70, so almost a buck move. You got 50 cents out of that, 75 cents, or even if you took an option here, that would have been a good option there on the DIA. But I don't know how liquid this one is. I don't really play it, so but people want me to go over it, so I do. Daily, again, nothing wrong above the MAs. Volume was a little bit better, so just keep an eye on that. IYT. IYT, though, guys, was a little bit weak today. You know, we're going in this consolidation pattern bullish. We're above the 50 and the 20 and the 200. Popped up sideways. We did get above this pivot, so that's what it's holding. So let's see if we're going to just channel. Eventually, we're going to have to somehow attack these highs and go to the all-time high at 73.88. If it gets there, 175, possibly 180 on here. Again, this is lagging, but setting up in a bullish pattern, possibly to set up for higher prices. If this does start going and the SPY starts going, then we're going to have to really look at these markets and see what happens. Weekly chart we're going to follow this week. Let's see what the close we get tomorrow on the markets. USO, though, guys. What can I say about the USO? We got below the little pivot low from a couple, what is it, a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, and boom, they saved it maybe by the penny. I would have to go measure it out, but it's really darn close. Now we're waiting for pattern. Let's see if we retrace, kind of like what we've been doing. Do we retrace, or do we just kind of dribble down? We had a little one here. Okay, came right back in, guys, right to the lows. That red bar tells me a next setup and then possibly lower prices. If we do go lower, probably looking at about $9. You have some nice, real nice pivots down in here, so that's what I would probably be looking at. You got this pivot right around 9.27, and then ultimately you got to get below this 943, 940 area right in there. So let's keep an eye on this one. Let's see if we set up with the pattern, and if that pattern takes us downtown. So the dollar, I think, was up today, so that put a little bit pressure on this one. If it's intact, it's been in and out attacked here and there, but let's see if it stays intact. The dollar starts moving up and this comes in. Again, grandma does not need higher oil prices in the experiment they're doing. Bullish or a bearish pattern on the dollar, guys. This is the UUP. It's the ETF that I follow. Down, sideways, little pop, came right in. Down, sideways, a little pop again. Let's see if we pop back into the 20, or this time do we retrace back up into this area. Let's do a quick fib. Oops. Do a quick fib here. So if we do one of those. So yeah, so do we come back into, I mean, honestly, we could probably come back to 25.56 into this area. I mean, that's a 750 retrace, the trend line. If we come back in, possibly. Right now, this is setting up in a bearish pattern, kind of like this. Pretty much the same thing. Down, sideways, little pop, down, sideways, little pop. Let's see if we pop, up into here. We'll see. We'll follow this one. Tomorrow will give us a weekly close as well, so we'll take a look on that one on the UUP. Let's look at the GLD. GLD, a little bit down today, 80 cents. Came down into this gap window, almost filled the gap down here, and boom, right back up. So the close was okay. We talked about this high pivot. Hit that, retraced out. You'd expect a little bit of resistance there. Sometimes the way these markets going, you'll get the gap up and just keep this thing going. And of course, we don't do anything here. Pulls nice pullback. This would have been a nice option day. Option play, 3 days in a row, or 2-day trade, boom, boom, get out, in, out at the bottom, gap window, boom, done. So that's something we'll look at StockBookie when we do some more live trading action. But for a swing trade purpose, still above the trend line. We did break out and confirm, came back in. As long as we stay above the trend line, above these moving averages, we'll let the 20 curl into price. But again, just like the IWM, if this goes down and sideways, that's going to be slightly bearish. It needs to pop up and start chopping around and be a little bit more bullish. So let's keep an eye on this pattern. It's still developing, so let's give it a couple more, maybe a week or so, a couple more days, 6-7 days into this, and let's see if it's chopping around or moving up. So right now, nothing wrong. Back above the MAs, still doing fine. So the GLD you can hold on to if you are long. Not saying it's going to go straight up. You might have some pullbacks, but eventually I think we'll get higher prices on the GLD. The Jnug, though, on the other hand, we had a nice push up 2 days ago. Nice little pullback. Again, we talked about profit takers. If you're in this thing from 15 or 16 bucks, goes to 20, $4, you're getting out. Especially if you're a prop trader. Put a little leverage in there, and boom, you're getting that leverage, and then you're in. Say you're doing 100,000 shares right here. You get $4. 50,000 shares. If you have a prop trader, 25 to 1 leverage, guys. That's the type of leverage. Boom, you get, you have 10, 20, 30,000 shares, you get $3, you're done. That trade is over. So, but the GDXJ is still in pretty good shape. We got back above the 382 retrace here. We're holding. Tried to hold the 50 MA. Came back in. I don't like to see that, but we're still above the 20. But, we had a pretty good move here. You'd expect a little pullback and then possibly up. Let's keep an eye on what happens tomorrow. If the markets slip a little bit, we might get a little bit more in the GDXJ. Again, we're waiting for a pattern. I'd like to see a week or week and a half, 2 weeks of consolidation, maybe the next move up. We do a lot of consolidation down here on this pivot and by this gap fill. Then we could possibly go through this area, maybe hit the $40 area. So that's on the GDXJ, and then that Jnug will rip. But again, you're dealing, you get these small profits. $4 though on the Jnug, that's a pretty nice profit in a couple days. So that's what you got to watch out for this one. This one's not that vicious. This one's a little more tame. But the Jnug, when it goes up and down, it's like wow. So that's it for today, guys. If you like the videos, go to StockBookie.com, sign up for the free membership. We have email alerts to our live sessions, the videos we make like this, some trade ideas, a little bit of education, and we try to have fun here and try to make money. So looking to do a live session hopefully next week. We had some stuff going on this week and just keeping busy trying to get stuff set up on the site so we could do more email alerts and stuff like that. We ran into some snags. So if you're not getting any email alerts, and if you are a member, go to the Twitter site, sign up for that one. Just tell me what your email it is. And then we're posting a lot of stuff on there too, just for swing trades and stuff, where we're getting out of them, where we're getting in them, we're adding to them. So remember, guys, these markets right now on our swing trades, we are going slow. A lot of these charts. Let me just get into this real quick. If you guys stuck around, just check this out. Like Jack was one of them. This was one that kept going up and up and up, then a gap down and stuff like that. But we're following these on a monthly. So if you remember, guys, listen up over here. So look at these moves. So straight up, pullback, straight up, and pullback. Now we had a great retrace. If you want to short Jack, short Jack. But check out some of these moves on some of these stocks, guys. Even 3M is flying. You see how 3M flied here and then a nice pullback? Look what it's doing. Same thing. You've got NVIDIA flying. Look at that monthly chart. Oh my gosh. I don't think in all 9 years that I've been trading technically, I don't think I've ever seen so many charts stretched like this. It's almost to the point it's ridiculous. Shopify. Look at that thing. Cena wasn't bad, but this one's starting to pull in. This was a great area up in here, guys, for a short. So I'm expecting hopefully another 10 bucks. We had a dividend, so it came down. So it doesn't really count. I think it was right around 95 bucks, and I think it was around $6, $7 dividend. So right now you're still kind of, at 96, 97 or whatever the figure would be. But yeah, I mean, you get a lot of these. I was going through this stuff. Look at Adobe, just stretched. Autodesk, stretched. ALB, I don't even know what some of these are. I just know they're stretched. ALGN, these are all positions we're in, stretched. Even if we're out, if we're in at 120 here and it's at 151, eventually this thing's going to be a $90 stock again. Just takes a couple months. These are monthly plays, guys. These are take time. Options are tough. If you want to take this trade out here, you got to go 6 months out on an option, and you might not even get it then. But if we get a pullback in these markets, guys, these are the ones that are going to just be like, and they might even go to the 50 MA. So, I mean, look at these breakouts. That was another one. Here's another one we're in. AMT, that one wasn't too bad. Amazon's starting to look at that. That's starting to go. ATVI, same thing. American Express, that's not bad, but we're short this one. That one's doing okay. Boeing, same thing. Look at that stretch move. Oh, my gosh, guys. You get the picture. BABA. Oh, this is epic, guys. 150. If this thing gets to 150 or so, you got to do something with puts or write calls or do something. Let's see if we could get another couple bucks out of this thing. I'm out of the money on this one. Not terrible. I could still add one more position on this one, but my gosh, guys, just ripping heads off. As this thing's going up, I'm buying calls to protect myself. Guys, we have different strategies here. I don't share everything. It's just a free service right now. We hedge. We do all that stuff. I just, that's my thing, guys. If you want to follow me and stuff like this we're hedging. If you're in this position, especially, we're in small positions in these, guys. We don't load the house on these. These we know are monthly plays. So we just slowly add. You're going to start adding, at 120, of course. You're going to start adding at 105, 111, 119. This is all the areas. And if it keeps going, it's just going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months up. And look at this one so far, guys. This is going to be it. I think if it hits 150, 160, maybe, you got to do something. So right now, we're not doing anything. We are short this one. But, we take our medicine here at StockBookie. What do? You just go small, and you take the pain, and it's a monthly chart. It could take a couple months. But eventually, this will pull back to at least 120 or so. And then if the markets pull back, you'll get it back about 100 or so. So mark my words. Market does it every time. And I'll leave you with this, guys. SPX. Monthly chart. If you stuck around, if you haven't hung around with this stuff, monthly chart, guys. Right there. .com boom. Housing boom. Look at this. This is the quantitative easing boom. It's going to happen, guys. It's hard to catch the top. But when this thing pulls back, all those ones I've been showing you guys, they're all going to come in. CBS. And right when I leave you, I'm going to leave you with this one. This is one we shorted a while back. Check Simon Property Group. It's Simon Property Group. Look at that high flyer. This is what they're all going to look like, guys. We were up in here, I don't even know, 210 maybe, 220, somewhere in this area. We were adding, and we're out of it already, but look at that thing going. I wouldn't doubt we go to 100 bucks. All right, guys, that's it. I'm going to run out of time. Thank you for watching my videos. God bless. See you on the charts.